This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Who knew that I would be starting my day talking about Jason Chaffetz? I'm Brittany Page. Thank you for being here. I'm filling in for Jesse Dollemore as he continues to recover from his colon cancer surgery. He is still in the hospital. He is still in recovery, but he is doing well. If you want to follow him, be sure to follow him on Twitter at Dollemore and on Instagram at Dollemore. You can also follow me at Brittany E. Page on Twitter and Instagram. So Jason Chaffetz is a former United States representative from Utah, and he is now a Fox News contributor, and he has fallen right in line there because the number one thing that Fox News sells is fear. They ratchet up the fear within their audience and create anger and animosity toward other groups using fear. And Jason Chaffetz decided to play into that in a comment that he made about being in Philadelphia.
I got to tell you, I was in Philadelphia Monday and Tuesday. The moment I walked out of my hotel in downtown Philadelphia, it felt dangerous. There were homeless. It was terrible. And Fetterman.
The moment he stepped outside, it felt dangerous. There were homeless people. Oh my God. There were homeless people. I don't understand the world that these people live in. I know he's not being honest. Let's just start there. I know he's not being honest that he was actually afraid to go outside, but it is kind of funny to hear someone who's from the party of like, come and take it and don't tread on me, talking about how they're afraid to go outside. I mean, maybe this is a glimpse into how they need a gun everywhere they go. Like they go to the grocery store and they need to be packing heat because something could go down at the grocery store and they think they're gonna like Jason Bourne their way out of it. But Jason Chaffetz, I don't think believes what he's saying. I think he just says whatever is politically expedient. This is no more evident in, you may remember after the Access Hollywood tape, the Donald Trump Access Hollywood tape was released, Jason Chaffetz had originally endorsed Donald Trump for president prior to the release of that tape. Then after the release of the Access Hollywood tape, he pulled his endorsement.
I'm out. I can no longer, in good conscience, endorse this person for president. It is some of the most abhorrent and offensive comments that you can possibly imagine. And you know, my wife and I, we have a 15-year-old daughter, and if I can't look her in the eye and tell her these things, I can't endorse this person. So I'm out of the endorsement here. I don't know who I'm going to vote for. I'm not going to vote for Hillary Clinton. There's no way, under no scenario. But I cannot offer an endorsement for whatever that means of Donald Trump.
Abhorrent and offensive, he says. He can't look his 15-year-old daughter in the eye if he were to support Donald Trump. I know this is going to be shocking to you guys, but do you want to take a guess? Let's take a guess. Does he support Donald Trump today?
Yeah, I tweeted about this a few months ago. Under the Constitution, you don't need to be a member of Congress to be elected the Speaker of the House. So put Donald Trump in as Speaker of the House. He can go out, investigate everybody, and he can impeach everybody. That would be pretty fascinating.
I think he supports him a lot. I think Donald Trump is his guy. Maybe he hasn't looked his 15-year-old daughter in the eye for years, since this was last year that he's saying this, and maybe it just takes a few years to heal from the trauma of the Access Hollywood tape being released for Jason Chaffetz. So let's talk about how he's afraid to go outside and how there's homeless people. Anytime anyone talks about this, I think they haven't actually been around anyone who has been without shelter, anyone who is homeless, anyone who's unhoused. And it's strange that this is the fear tactic, because there's a lot of people living in poverty and a lot of people who know of people who may have lost their housing. In my work as a licensed therapist, I have worked with many individuals who have struggled to maintain housing. Whether it's in my nonprofit work, whether it's my work at an inpatient psychiatric hospital, I have come into contact with many people who struggled with housing. And to create this atmosphere of fear surrounding people who are living in poverty, it doesn't make sense. Number one, because they're just people who are poor or without housing. And to act like cities are dangerous and you're afraid to go outside. I live in Washington, D.C., okay? And it happens fairly often that when I am walking on my street, I see people using drugs in the open. And I see numerous homeless people as I'm going about my day. Am I fearful? No. Am I more Jason Bourne-like than Jason Chaffetz? I guess that's a possibility. But no, I think it's that I understand the human condition. And I understand that human beings, just because they're poor, does not make them bad, does not make them dangerous. It makes them human beings who are struggling. So if you're going to be a Republican trying to ratchet up fear about homeless people, I don't want to hear it. What I want to hear are solutions, but you don't have those. You know who does have those? The left. The left has solutions. Housing first policies to put homeless people in shelter, to ensure that they have shelter and access to resources that can help them. That's what I want to hear about. Not Jason Chaffetz talking about how he's too afraid to step outside, even though he's Mr. Don't Tread on Me Republican guy. What do you think, though? Call, leave a message, 714-576-4054, or you can email us, daily@dollemore.com. As always, we would invite you to support the work that we do here. I am continuing, as I fill in for Jesse while he is in recovery, to steer the ship and keep things afloat. So I would really appreciate your support and invite you to join us by clicking the button join below and becoming a channel member for as little as $2 a month. It goes a long way to help what we do here. You can also go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast and support us there if that is easier or what you would prefer. I am just so thankful for everyone's support of what we are doing here, and as Jesse recovers from his colon cancer surgery. Thank you so much. As Jesse would say, be genuine and take care of one another.